Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Thank you for tuning in. So quite a bit has occurred since Foodie Beauty returned from her visa run, and I was originally prepared to discuss aspects of that. However, today we were provided with a rage. Foodie Beauty had a rage while she was in her car, and there are certain things that I would like to go over. For example, a lot has to do with money, and a lot has to do with Salah, who, by the way, made a reappearance both in the chat and in person. And I want to discuss some thoughts as to why that may be. So let's get to it. As we know, Foodie Beauty had a birthday this past Friday, March 28th. And it isn't clear if Salah spent the entire day with her, but he did appear at the end of her live stream on that day and attempted to play Happy Birthday for her on his keyboard. Granted, he stumbled when he tried to say her name, but he did make an attempt. And while she did not go out for her birthday, which is fine, she did order Cheesecake Factory. It is unclear as to whether she bought that herself or whether that was a meal provided by a Beezer. The reason I say that is because when she actually went to the Cheesecake Factory a few weeks ago and actually ate there, the Beezer who had provided the funds for that meal had said that they would provide funds at the end of the month again so that she could have Cheesecake Factory again. So it makes one wonder if that's indeed what happened and that Foodie Beauty's mango cheesecake and her soup and anything else she may have had, which she did not show us, if that was in fact funded by this very same person. Now, Foodie was trying to say that the reason that she wasn't really doing anything much for her birthday was because she was not feeling well. If you recall, that was the entire reasoning for her 3-day disappearance. We know otherwise, and we know that her disappearance was due to her visa hop, but she tried to play it off that she was not feeling well. If in fact she was not feeling well, that's because she did several very hefty mukbangs on the same day. I would attribute any ill feelings or feelings of illness to that. But of course, she tried to use it as an excuse as to why she was staying home for her birthday. Again, that is fine. The next day, Foodie Beauty did her cleaning live stream where she pretty much took things from one area and moved them to another. Now, in this live stream, she made a very interesting point about finances and about how they spend money and about why they opted not to do anything for her birthday. Now, let's have a listen to exactly what she said, because I think that this frames a lot of the other things that we will be discussing. So, have a listen.
So, I guess I should explain, because instead of just basically, because we're gonna get this a lot. We're gonna get this every occasion. Okay, birthdays, Christmas, which I don't really celebrate, but anniversaries, whatever. Okay, so right now we are sacrificing every single fills, cent, whatever we're doing, okay? Because we have expensive things in the future we need to save every penny for. So we are sacrificing a lot to make these goals happen. So I guess I'm just gonna come right out and say special occasions, birthday gifts, shopping, and for unnecessary things that I want are on the side for now. I'm trying to forego expensive coffees, but sacrifice the Casio, the treadmill. I gotta use it.
Now, every so often, Foodie Beauty has moments where she does tell the truth. And I would be inclined to say that what we just listened to was one of those moments. She seemed very calm. She was in decent spirits. There was no rage. There was no anger. She seemed to be okay. And I think that this was one of the times where she was expressing the truth. And that had to do with the fact that they are watching their money and not spending it on extraneous things. And her birthday would have been considered one of those extra expenses. This is also not the first time that she has said this. She has brought this up a couple of times in the recent past. And she's been giving indications that this is how they are operating for quite some time. When she went to Thailand last time, there was one point where she made a comment, and I do have a short on this. She said that Salah told her that she could go and get the Clinique or the skincare that she wanted. And it appeared as if he was giving her permission to make this purchase. Now, some folks seem to disagree and seem to think that he was telling her to go pick up some skincare just to make her feel better because she was there alone. I read it differently. I read it as in he is telling her how she can or cannot spend her money, and that he gave her permission to buy that Clinique. So there have been indications that they are watching their finances for some time. And recently she's been saying how they're doing this because she has debts to pay off and she wants to be debt-free, and how they also have some financial goals. Okay, let's keep our timeline in perspective here. Her birthday was on the 28th, and she made this comment that we just listened to on the 29th. Eid was on the 30th. There were a few things that did, or more so didn't happen during Eid. Salah was nowhere to be found. She was live streaming quite a bit. She appeared to be spending Eid by herself, and likely he was out with friends and family. So they were not together. This is going to come up later when we talk about Salah, but they did not appear to be together at all during Eid. She did claim during her live stream on that day that they had had company over earlier. I do not believe this, because the place, even though she pretended to clean it the day prior, was not in the type of shape wherein company would be over. It appears that Foodie's room is the living room. Her toiletries, her personal belongings are everywhere, particularly on the table that she uses to stream. Food is on there, her cosmetics are on there, her toiletries are on there, money, random stuff. So it's hard to believe that company would be over, let alone company that may or may not be his family, when her personal effects are in the living room. However, according to Foodie, she claims that they did have people over earlier in the day. This becomes important as well when we talk about Salah. So Foodie spent Eid defending the horrible and vile actions of another creator who she aligns herself with, and raging and going after people. So that's how she spent the holiday. Now, I believe it was in her live stream on either the 31st or the 1st that Salah pops into the chat, and somebody asked him how he has been spending his days, specifically how he spent the holiday. And he said that for Eid, he had gone to see family, and the day after, he had gone to see friends. He typed this himself into the chat. So that means that he had gone to see family without her. That's point number one. Point number two is the fact that she said that they had had people over. That's not true, given the way that he responded. So he went to see his family on his own. Nobody came over. And then the day after that, he had gone to see and spend time with friends. So we were told this by the man himself. And then we get to today, and this is where things get interesting, because Foodie begins this stream by saying that she had sent Salah to Sephora to pick up some lip gloss for her. However, they didn't have the one that she wanted, which was the Too Faced brand, but instead they had a similar product, which was Sephora brand. And she told him not to get it, but now she changed her mind and was going to the store to pick it up herself. Given what she told us on the 29th, they were watching every single cent. And every single cent was going to go towards their financial goals. Now, all of a sudden, not only is she picking up lip gloss, but he's agreeing to it and going to pick it up himself. This seems very, very unlikely. Now, what's also interesting here is that he is in the chat pretty much for the duration of her stream. Her stream was 2.5 hours long. He actually makes an appearance at the end and they go to pick up some food together. But he was present and active in the chat the entire time. My take is the reason for this, because he hasn't been present for an entire live stream in a very, very long time. My take is that he was there to watch how she was spending the money. Had they agreed on an amount that she could spend to get herself lip gloss? Maybe. And maybe he was watching to see that she would not exceed that. Maybe he was watching to see that she would get the Sephora brand and not the more expensive Too Faced item. Maybe he was trying to see that she wasn't going to purchase anything else beyond what they had agreed upon, because it's very odd that she gives this serious proclamation of how they're watching their funds and any occasion, any event will not be celebrated. But yet here she is buying lip gloss and saying that he had gone to get it for her to begin with. Let's also have a listen to what else she said about the way that Salah handles money and how that all fits into this particular Sephora purchase and how that transaction occurred.
I could buy myself a lipstick. That's all I could afford. My husband spoiled me with useless shit because he was brought up poor. No, I'm just joking. He wasn't brought up poor. From a humble beginning. He doesn't believe in wasting money on stupid things when we have financial stuff. This is why, because I was like, I want to buy a mascara. It's like 15 KD. He's like, this is why you were in a bankruptcy, because you. And it's true. I mean, I can't argue with him there, you know? Anyways. That's why I'm trying to save, guys. I'm trying to be, financially responsible. Seriously. What do I want to have? Gotta have some McDonald's. Because they have a washroom I can use. I really want like a nice coffee. Maybe the Alcoot, but the problem is, if I eat there might be music, and I got copyright before when we go to the Alcoot Mall. So it's annoying. It's like you have to go somewhere where there's no music. Because I'm not hanging out with you guys for free, man. I'm just joking. I gotta pay for my Sephora lipstick somehow. So this lipstick was 7 KD, times that by 4, $28. I feel like I got ripped off. I thought yesterday, because yesterday, Salah told me that they didn't have the Too Faced lip pumper. Maybe he was lying to me, so I get the cheaper one. I know he was going to do that too. He's so funny. Like, I sent him an exact picture of what I want. He sends me a photo. I hear ding. I run to my phone. Sure enough, I go, watch, it's going to be him offering me an alternative. Sure enough, he shows me a picture of the Sephora brand lip gloss. I'm like, babe, I told you. He's like, babe, the lady said its formula is the exact same, and it's half the price. I was like, babe, listen, babe. Maybe he's right, because this looks actually, wait till I stop the car, this looks actually pretty good. Ooh, hot as hell.
Again, this does not fit into the narrative that they are watching every single cent because they have financial goals. It is hard to believe that after making statements like that on numerous occasions, that he would agree for her to spend $28 or so on a lipstick. So there are a few possibilities. Number one, Abizer sent in funds either for Eid or for her birthday and told her to get what she wants. And as an extension of that, maybe he said, okay, you can get the lip gloss, but choose the least expensive option and we will save the difference. Thus, the Too Faced being considered too expensive because that would leave less of a profit for them. Another alternative is that he agreed for her to get this as a gift for her birthday. A little bit less likely, but also a possibility. Also, she had made a statement that her mom had sent her money for her birthday. So it is possible that her mom or another family member did get her maybe a Sephora gift card or some type of money that could be used for her to get cosmetics. It does not seem to be something that came out of their own finances. And again, him being a Hawkeye in the chat just reinforces what I think is true, that he was watching her spending and that that's why he was there for the entire duration. Now, in the clips, you can hear her becoming very excitable. You can hear it in the way that she is speaking, but more so you could hear it in the way that she is laughing. And this whole outing takes a turn once somebody makes a comment regarding Salah's intentions. Now, let's have a listen to how she responded, but essentially the person said that Salah is watching her money because he wants it in order to be able to get to Canada, and that he's using her essentially for money to get to Canada. So let's have a listen at her response.
This moronic super chat. He's controlling how you spend your money because he's using you to get Canadian citizenship. Gotta take care of the bankruptcies first. Okay, know it all. This is the thing. This is the lip gloss. It's very light, eh? Do you like it? Thank you. Shardies! Who cares for the billionth time? People care more than I do. If he's using me, who fucking cares? Why do you care? Like, people just assume just because I'm fat that nobody wants me. Alright, I can assure you, even if I wasn't with Salah, I could get a man, okay? So, that's a retarded theory. Just saying. Like, honestly, he's gonna be waiting a long effing time to get to Canada, so if we ever go, which he's never even mentioned, like, we're traveling and you're gonna see, so good luck. But thanks for your money. Like, so just because we're frugal, that means that that's why, you know what I mean? Like, I have a bankruptcy to pay, I have debts to pay. I have to pay them in a certain amount of time, regardless if anyone is using me for citizenship. So yeah, we are being frugal to pay off debts, okay? And if we want to move to Canada someday, why does that matter? Why is that your business? Not the R word again. I mean, I don't know, we need another word to describe something so stupid. Like, what can we use besides stupid, you know? Something that, like, hits hard. Nice to see you! I mean, what are these stupid moronic people going to talk about for, like, the next 7 years? He's still using her. They're still going to Canada. Like, I don't understand. Like, they have nothing else. Nothing else. Of course he wants to be with me. I'm gorgeous. I'm pretty successful. I'm funny. And, I'm pretty good at some other things that men need, okay? And if going to Canada is a bonus as well and getting a better passport, oh well. And if we go to Canada and he leaves me for someone else, there's a lot of men in the sea. I don't care. So you can stop worrying about who is using me for money, because it doesn't matter. Thank you. That's right, plain cheeseburger. Thanks, Croon Slimes. But you all can stay obsessed.
So you can see how that person's comment clearly struck a nerve and how quickly that escalated and how irate she became. Now, there's a couple of things that need to be addressed as far as Foodie Beauty's response. First of all, she says, oh, we're going to travel and you're going to see. So Foodie had difficulty getting from the chair from which she streams to her kitchen, which is maybe about 3 or 4 steps. In her cleaning video, she was out of breath in 3 to 4 steps. So for her to confidently say that they will be traveling and that everybody's going to see is quite a stretch unless she makes some serious changes, which thus far she has not made. Then, of course, there is the slur. The R word, which once again she dropped. Just 2 days ago, she made a community post saying that she realizes that that is not a good word and that she would no longer be using it. But once again, here we are. She also makes a point of saying that she is successful. Meanwhile, she just finished telling us within the same clip that she has bankruptcies that she needs to pay off. Bankruptcies do not equal success. Additionally, right before she went on her last visa hop a couple of days ago, she said the following.
Why, are you sending me $1 million? My birthday's coming up, guys. No, I'm just joking. We gotta figure out, I wanna do a birthday dinner. I gotta think of what to do for Eid, because we're inviting a bunch of, well, a small-ish gathering, but I'm gonna make some Canadian cuisine. So what do you think I should make? Honestly, you might think that meatloaf, mashed potatoes, or puts in is something funny. I gotta go look for cheese curds and real gravy. I'm grifting. Grift gang. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to be a grifter, actually. Whatever. Chicken Alfredo?
You're not successful if you're a grifter, so that also takes care of that. As far as her looks, which are very important to her, she destroyed them in exchange for a couple of dollars from anime and people like anime. So she self-destructed as far as her looks are concerned. And in another part of this rage, which I did not show here, she says that she can get any man because we should see the number of men who are always reaching out to her and contacting her and approaching her via DMs. I wonder who that could be. Even if that is true, is any one of them not a bottom of the barrel type of person? Because the track record thus far has not been good. And what she had to say about even if he is using her to get to Canada and to get citizenship, who cares, really makes us think of when she said all you had to do was fake love me. So it seems that she is content with that. Even though she claims that she could attract all of these other potential partners, she's okay with fake love. She's okay with being used for citizenship. Now, what's funny here is that Salah was in the chat, as I mentioned before, and he decided to post the comment that you are seeing on your screen right now. So he's trying to say that anybody who's claiming that he went to see his family for Eid without Foodie is ridiculous, because of course he did. But that contradicts what he himself said in the chat 1 or 2 nights ago, that he spent Eid with his family. And we know that during Eid, Foodie was home alone, raging and defending another reactor and their horrible actions. Also, do recall that Foodie Beauty said that they had people over for Eid. She never once said that she went anywhere for Eid. If she had gone someplace, she would have definitely told us. She didn't. Therefore, he is setting up a lie. He likes to present himself as this upstanding person, but here he is, caught in a lie of his own doing, his own making, in his own words. They were not together during Eid. He was with his family and she was live streaming and raging. Now, there comes a point in this live stream where she returns home and he comes downstairs and they drive to a restaurant to pick up food that he had ordered. And And they both start laughing very hysterically at very odd moments. It seems a bit excessive. It seems a bit out of place, especially on her part. So much so that he asks her if she is okay. And they were both just being extremely, extremely goofy. And just a few hours ago, Foodie Beauty posted a song about her and Salah and their relationship. And of course, it's out of tune and it doesn't make sense and it's random. And I don't know if it's supposed to be a joke or if it's supposed to be taken seriously, but it's just all over the place. This makes one wonder what is going on. Why were they behaving like this? Like, they were both extremely out of character, and the laughter just didn't fit in. Now, we know that Foodie likes to say that there are no illicit substances in Kuwait, but we know from news articles that that is not the case, that in fact there are substances in Kuwait and people have gotten busted for their use. So, not saying that that's what's going on here, but one's mind cannot help but wonder if there is some type of influence given the behavior that we saw from both of them during this live stream. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening, and until the next one.